you hear things like, oh, we need anti-misogynistic lessons, anti-misogyny lessons, and anti-Andrew Tate lessons. And that's what I hear. I hear people that are worried, that are thinking that boys are, as you said, they feel it, they hear it, they're labelled. Terms like toxic masculinity. Most of the time when boys are mentioned, it's mentioned in a negative light. They're being demonised. They're saying they're a problem. They just need fixing. And that's where all of these sort of like pearls of wisdom come in. Just talk more. Don't do this. Do that. Change this. They need this. They need that. They don't. They need everything. They need to have the opportunity to have these conversations. But definitely, I do not see mini Andrew Tates in schools. Absolutely not. Obviously, boys, in fact, all young people, but for this conversation, they are influenced by what they see online. And that's the fear from the people around them. The fear is they know about these people. They know about people like Andrew Tate, and that's just one name out of trillions of different kind of content that they will be exposed to. So they're worried about this content, and then they make the assumption that all boys are, one, going to turn out like this, or they are going to copy everything that they see. And the problem is, obviously, young people, they are easily influenced, and they will copy certain things. For example, what colour's your Bugatti? Was it your Bugatti or your Lamborghini? I think it was your Bugatti. That was a famous quote made by Andrew Tate. So I hear that all the time. That was in an interview or a podcast he did. What colour's your Bugatti? And so boys mimic these quotes. They mimic what they see online. But it's not coming from a place of hate. It's not coming from a place of disrespect. Quite often they will mimic terms and words and phrases and things that they see online, but that doesn't mean that they're toxic. That doesn't mean that they're harmful. It doesn't mean it comes from bad intentions. But that's where the panic comes from. The panic comes from they are listening and watching and being exposed to that content, so they're all going to turn out like Andrew Tate or others. The problem is they don't, because I talk to them about these people. I ask them, as you just said, I ask them about the pros and cons. I ask them about the good bits, and I hear loads of them. And this is quite confusing sometimes for the adults around them, because, in the past, they were told, don't talk about people like Andrew Tate. When he exploded on the scene, schools were given guidance to do the opposite. I've spoke to children in schools that said, if we talk about him, we'll get told off. We can't mention that name. How can you help people think critically if you don't talk about them? So I obviously, and more people are doing it now, and it's starting to be a little bit more open, but you got to talk about it. And when you do, you realise that actually these kids are switched on. They're not all influenced. They're not all like mini misogynistic predators that are out there being horrible and being aggressive to girls and trying to dominate everyone. They're not like that. They just need that guidance to unpick it all. And, as I said, that's what we do. We hear all the positive sides, all the, as you mentioned, it makes me want to be inspired to work out or get a good job one day and earn money so I can get a Bugatti and tell everyone what colour it is, that type of thing. But the magic happens when you then give them the freedom to explore the opposites. And I wish all the people that are worried or that are labelling boys could be involved in hearing what they say. Because then you get, actually, no, I don't agree with any of that stuff. I don't agree with what it says about women. I think it's disgusting. I think it's hurtful. I don't agree with all that. But, I think he could be cool sometimes because he's got lots of money, drives fast cars. And that's okay because they're young people.